All right, welcome to the final of the Maine Invitational Scratch Tournament at Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. Final match between top seeded Josh Greenlaw and our third seed, Steve Closuit. I'm James Goulding III, and I got a co-host here, Scott Moore.
How you doing, everybody?
Yeah, Josh chose to start the match so that he could finish second, so he starts the match, leaves a 4-pin, comes in a little high. We bowl today on the Kegel Middle Road Oil pattern, which is a medium difficulty pattern. Definitely played so that you had some more outside room than I thought we were supposed to on this pattern, but normally that pattern plays a little tighter to the inside part of the lane, but looks like in this house they kind of broke down so you can get the outside a little quicker.
Yeah, like anything, we saw a lot of that today, actually. A lot of missed spares, missed opportunities, I guess you could say. Should be an interesting match. With, you really got two different styles here. You got Josh, who really, really gets on the ball, really gives it everything he's got, and Steve, more of a low track, kind of a spinner type release. So it should be interesting to see who fares the best.
Yeah, it was a good shot by Steve there on lane 10 with a 10-pin. Just building on what Scott said, Josh obviously with a lot of hand, using a more aggressive ball. He likes to really go left to right on the lane. And you got a guy like Steve using a supernatural polyurethane, a lot of axis rotation, a lot of tilt. Likes to play a little straighter. So really a dichotomy of two different styles here.
Absolutely.
And Steve with a 10-pin.
Celebrating after some of his miscues last match. Last match was really was more of a you take it.
Battle of attrition. Yeah, battle of attrition for sure. It was rough, but we got a minute while they're bowling. They've both been through one frame. Steve with a spare, Josh with a 9 open. We'll run down through our 5 through 12 cashers today. 5th place with a 10-19 for his 5 games was Kerry Robillard. 6th place with a 10-13 for his 5 games was Joe Colcord. 7th place with a 10-04 for his 5 games was James Goulding III. 8th place was a Bob Nile with a 9.99. 9th place was Sarah Pelletier with a 9.95. 10th place was John Bavoy with a 9.73. 11th place was Joe Ramsdale III with a 9.68. And rounding out the top 12 with a 9.58 was Mallory Nutting. It took plus 32 to get into our top 4 today. Our 4th qualifier was Jimmy Clark with a 10.32. 3rd qualifier was Terry Robinson with a 10.34. 2nd qualifier was Steve Closuit with a 10.58. And our top seed today was Josh Greenlaw with a 10.70.
As you're watching this today, you can really see that the middle of the lane, as with any sports shot, really didn't have a lot of hold. When you watch the guys, they get it in a little bit. The ball really has a hard time holding the pocket, just like that one that Josh just threw and the one that Steve threw before that. There's definitely some recovery outside, but it's not a ton of recovery. It's not wide open, but it's deceiving, I guess you could say.
Oh, absolutely. Just when you think you can, swing one way out, it grabs the middle part of the lane because you didn't quite, trust it out far enough, and you're looking at a big 4 or something like that instead of, maybe on a 2-bagger, 3-bagger. All of a sudden you're looking at a 180, 190 game instead of a 220, 230.
Yeah.
So the results of our first 2 matches today, the first match was Jimmy Clark against Kerry Robinson. Jimmy won that match 188 to 179. And our semifinal match was Jimmy Clark against Steve Closuit. And really, like Scott was saying, that was the battle of attrition. Steve won at 159 to 156, and Steve needed to double in the 10 to get to 159, so that tells you how it was.
Yeah, Jimmy pretty much had the match, it looked like it was wrapped up, and then left a 7-10 in the pocket and to open up a chance for Steve to come back, and Steve made 2 great shots and doubled in the 10th for the win.
Yeah, that's the thing. Jimmy made a great shot in the 10th, got a bad break for a 7-10. Steve comes up and throws 2 shots, look just like Jimmy's, but they carry strikes, and that's the fine line between winning a match and losing a match. A 1 bad break, and Jimmy just marks and leaves a 10-10. He makes a spare and he moves on. So you never know what's going to happen.
Really kind of shows the theme for the day that spares really were pretty huge all day. If you didn't make your spares, you were not going to make any even attempt at getting into the finals.
No, we had a great turnout today too. 47 bowlers. That's a record for our Maine Invitational Scratch Tournament. So really like to thank Charlie Mitchell and everyone at Bayside Bowl for their hospitality and accommodating us. It's only a 12-lane center. I mean, we filled the center. Took us a little longer than we normally do, but they were very understanding, very accommodating, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, great group of people here too. I mean, a lot of people stayed around to watch. It's always nice for the bowlers to have that support in the final rounds.
Big opening there by Steve, chopping that 5-pin off the 9.
What I get for leaving that shit missing the first shot.
Again, the theme of the day right there, missing spares by fractions of an inch.
Yeah, I know that all too well. I ended up in 7th place today. I was +4 for 5 games, but I'll tell you what, it was a grind. I missed a couple of easy single pins. I chopped off another couple of spares, and that was the difference. I mean, another 28 pins, and I'm in the top 4, but by missing those spares, all of a sudden you're driven down to 7th place, and a lot of guys were just driven out of the cashing altogether just because of the spare game.
Absolutely. And that hindsight is always wonderful to go back and count those at the end of the day and really kick yourself. It's so frustrating. You miss easy stuff and you really should not be doing that at this level.
Oh, I agree with you there, Scott. And it was funny on this pattern, which had a really big amount of hook in the middle part of the lane. I was able to use a pretty aggressive ball early on, and which actually I think burned off some of the hook of the ball because the pattern was playing, with a little bit of early read. I was using a Brunswick Mastermind the first game and a half, switched to a Brunswick Melee for the last 2.5 games, and found a decent look. But I know that you kind of were in that same boat. You were using a tribal earlier, motive tribal, and then you kind of went to a color hammer jigsaw to kind of pull it out a little bit.
Yeah, great break right there for Josh. Rolling one over into the 4-pin and tripping that from behind. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good ball. He made a move on that lane because lane 10's really moving for him, and that one got just enough length out of it, just enough to trip that 4 out.
Just snuck it in there. Yeah, I started real weak early on with the same ball that Steve's using, that Supernatural, and just didn't really have the look I was looking. Man, that's rough. Major penalty right after that sweep.
Oh, and there you go, right there. You get the great break on the trip 4, and then really kind of a bad break, even a 4-10 on a shot that really could have been just a 4-pin or even another trip 4.
Absolutely. As I was saying, the urethane ball just wasn't giving me the look that I wanted, and I could hit the pocket, but I wasn't carrying. So actually, Jimmy kind of mentioned to me going to something duller, and even though against my better judgment, I did it, and it actually worked out pretty well. But for me, I just had to throw the ball really hard all day, which isn't something that I do a lot of real well. So, at the end of the day, I was actually kind of happy with being able to go to something really not in my wheelhouse, so to speak, and bowling okay. Like I said, I made some spares that I shouldn't have missed. I'd have been here struggling like these guys.
Yeah, I bet they're happy to be struggling the way they are than the way we were struggling earlier today.
I remember Del Ballard needed 3 and 3 when it
So, yeah. But a little commentary there by Steve.
That's right. Mike
for success. But both of these guys, though, they won the wars of the attrition better than anyone else did. They were our top 2 seeds, easily all day. They both, Steve had one big game to get him in there, but he was consistent the rest of the day. Josh was really consistent all day.
Yeah, Josh bowled real well, and good for Josh. I mean, he's kind of coming back from some injuries in the last few months, and really took most of the summer off. Bowling pretty well so far this season. Good for him.
Yeah, a nice shot there by Steve. That ball almost misread the back of the pattern and went out the back door, but just tickled the head pin light for a strike. This is a big frame here, Scott. You got right now Josh down by 8 pins. Steve's on a strike in the 6th. Josh can actually double to take a 2-pin lead in the match, but he doesn't strike here. Steve can really put some heat on going into the last couple of frames.
Absolutely. He needs this to just stay in the game, really. Looks like he got away with one there.
Yeah, you can tell he hated it off his hand, but he loved it at the end. That ball picked up the middle of the lane and just floated through it.
Got that inside and it just laid up. I threw a couple like that today. I just couldn't do it consistently. So here it is, 8-pin match, really, right here.
Yep, heading into the 7th frame.
Yep, 7th frame on, and it's 8 pins.
He strikes here, though. He can take the lead from Steve.
It's a big shot.
Big shot. 2-pin lead for Josh. Huge shot.
Right now.
Absolutely, that was a great ball. Looks like he made a little bit move in with his feet after that 410 last time, and he just crushed that one.
Yep, that's the cranker move right there. If he wants to hook, let it. Move left and just wheel it.
That's right. Get that ball to go from a banana to a boomerang.
There you go.
Steve leaving the dreaded Durbin, the old 3-6-9-10 on lane 10.
Yeah, the tough thing with this shot too is, like the way Steve's playing right now, if you get it right, it's just not that recovery with the ball he's using. He's got a real fine line.
Yeah, and that's like, you look at trying to maximize your angle, trying to maximize your miss room. When you're playing with a polyurethane ball and you're playing the inside part of the lane, you don't have a lot of miss room. You have a little bit of miss room in, but you don't have the miss room out like Josh would have going inside out on the lane. Just chop that spare off, missing the thing. And again, on this pattern, it's hard if you try to trust the ball out and it might skate out and miss the 3-pin on you, or do you try to play straight at it and then, like you did, and chop the 3-6-9 off the 10. Absolutely. That's a tough bear.
Yeah, it is.
Last time on this lane, Steve's ball, like I told you before, almost misread the back of the pattern, kind of skated out, but you did crumble on the strike. Let's see what happens this time.
He made a good shot.
Yep, very good shot. Again, playing that white mixer, that's twice in a row on lane 9, just shaking him up.
It's a good comeback off the last shot.
Yeah, excellent ball.
It's a good shot right here for Josh, especially on the right lane.
Yeah, he tugged it last time, got away with it. Let's see if he tries to play that
running out of
room.
steam. I feel like you're out of steam.
Got away with a tug on that one, like Brooklyn. I mean, that's really got away on that lane. Twice in a row. Last one held for him. That one he got even further and struck.
And that's the tough part on this, I mean, you get away with one, and then you're afraid to even throw it right again after that. You don't want to overcompensate for that errored shot. He got away with it.
Josh has 24-pin lead right now. He can really put the clamp down on Steve. He goes up 34 pins going into the 10th frame. That would be huge.
It's a money ball right there.
It absolutely was a money ball. That was a great shot. Good call, Scott. Josh Greenlaw showing why he led the field today. I mean, right from game 1, he was very consistent. 34-pin lead now. I mean, the match isn't over, but Steve's on life support, and let's see if someone pulls the plug on him or if he wakes up from the coma.
There's that hard read in the middle of it. The ball just skidded a little bit right ahead. It checks up a little early and right through the nose.
Yeah, and you see right there the difference. Josh playing a lot of hand, but also a lot of speed. And where Steve doesn't have that in his game right now, he's relying on accuracy. And when the shot starts to go away, then that gets out of his A game. He's probably down to his B, C game right now. So it's hard.
It is hard. A lot to be said about the, the finesse and accuracy game. It's really on a shot like this where it's, kind of a beat down, drag out fight, a grind. The guys that are a little straighter, a little less hand tend to have a little easier look. Then it gets to the other point where sometimes the guys with the hand can just open it up and just sort of disrespect the lane.
Well, you take like a situation like right now, like a guy like Josh who can get in deeper than any other right-hander can play. He can play a part of the lane where maybe he's got a little bit of fresh head in around 20, 22, 23,
Absolutely.
where the other guys have been beating up, the 10 to 15 board all day. He's using that as his break point. He's not using that as a target point at the line.
Right. And then it's hard to even tell, what that's doing to the rest of the lane for the other guys, I mean, is it pushing oil? Is it taking it off of the break point? You don't really, it's so hard to read that. It's sort of almost an intangible.
That's very true, and you're bowling against the invisible foe with the oil pattern, and you can't see what's going on the lane itself. You can only, read your ball reaction and make the best anticipated moves off of what your opponent's doing and what you're doing off your shots.
Great finish by Steve there, putting 3 together in the 10th. Put a little pressure on Josh. I mean, it's pretty much a done deal at this point, but, I guess anything can happen.
Yeah, basically just keep the ball in the lane right here, good pin count, and he's going to walk away with his first ever M.I.S.T title.
Be pretty flush, I would guess.
6 count. Yeah, that's enough though. I mean, even right now, he's got 184 right now, even if he flags it. So, he only needed 6 pins on 1 ball. If he had gotten a 5 count there, there's a possibility of a tie or a loss. So, that was, he built up that cushion with that 4-bagger going in, and sometimes you need that cushion.
Absolutely. The more cushion, the better.
I agree. It's better to have a cushion than be sitting on a hard board trying to make the turn.
Absolutely.
All right, well, there we go. That was the match. Another M.I.S.T tournament in the books. Josh Greenlaw wins his first ever M.I.S.T title, 187 to 182 over Steve Closuit. For Scott Moore, this is James Goulding. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next month in Waterville.